All right, guys, just wrapped up this 2024 Denali HD. This one is the 3500. Single rear wheel, of course. If you're a fan of the Bubba truck look, you are gonna love this one. So we got the 4-inch cognito, 37, 13, 50, 20 Nitto mud Grapps on the factory 20-inch wheels. Now this is the standard cognito lift. And that just means that it does not come with the optional upper control arms or the resi shocks, but it is a full 4-inch kit. Does 4 in the front, 2 in the back, so it sits level. Really awesome looking setup. For tire clearance modifications, we did have to do the, the Kelderman caps, as you can see there. We had to move the bumper forward 3/4 of an inch, and then we had to trim the plastic on the bumper and the valence and just a little bit of your inner liner here. As you can see, we still have the stock upper arms and the Fox 2.0 non-resi shocks. You don't really have to have the upper control arms just because it's got really good angles, so they're not a requirement, which is why they offer it both ways. Still a good upgrade, but not required. Now we do have to run an 1.5 inch wheel spacer so that the tire will not touch the upper control arm or steering knuckle. As you can see here, that 1.5 inch hub-centric wheel spacer moves it out just enough so that you've got plenty of clearance. And we run those front and back so that it matches. And man, this thing just looks killer. Awesome looking stance on it. On the rear, you're just gonna have your Fox 2.0 shock in there. And then you've got your 2-inch rear blocks, as you can see there, and your bump stop bracket there that just relocates where the bump stop engages. This one came to us out of Georgia. We did have to do, even though it's pretty much a brand new truck, we did have to do just a little bit of repair work. At some point he had hit a curb pretty hard and ended up bending his inner tie rod and his lower ball joint. First time I've seen one of the lower ball joints get bent. So we ended up upgrading those. We like to use the Napa Fleet Series replacement components for those. As you can see there. And there. These seem to last a little bit longer than the factory components and be a little bit more durable. Another look at those awesome angles. And those angles are what makes this kit ride so well. So all the 4-inch kits from Cognito are gonna ride really well just because they've got really flat angles. When you compare that to like your 3-inch kit, it doesn't sound like a big difference, 3 to 4, but the 3-inch kit has some pretty steep angles. It's not a bad kit if you're on a budget, but if you're looking for ride quality, the 4-inch is where you're gonna wanna be at. The 4-inch also gives you a lot more options on wheels and tires because of the way the knuckle's designed. Now, when you run a tire as wide as this bun grappler, you're still gonna need a wheel spacer. But if you were running just like a 37 1250, then you wouldn't have to run that wheel spacer. All right, guys, that's gonna be it on this one. Make sure you like the video, subscribe, and stay tuned for more.